Assalamualaikum sahabat, bagaimana keadaan kalian hari ini? Kami doakan semoga sehat selalu.
But if I were to define money, then I'd use what the Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam. He said, in a transaction in which there is an exchange of gold for gold, or silver for silver, or wheat for wheat, or barley for barley, or dates for dates, or salt for salt. He mentioned 6. Once it is like for like, it must be equal for equal. Otherwise, and also it must be hand to hand, a cash transaction, not credit. Otherwise it would be riba. What is common to all 6? Gold, silver, wheat, barley, dates and salt, is they were all used as money. But today, it is impossible to teach people this. They can't understand. Understanding has gone. All 6 were used as money. And hence from this we realize that money in the Qur'an and money in the Sunnah is always money with intrinsic value. We're only talking about the Qur'an and the Sunnah, we're not talking about the IMF. From this we conclude that any transaction based on deception which yields a gain, an advantage, a profit greater than that to which one is justly entitled would be riba. So every rip-off is riba. I want to introduce you in this session to the greatest rip-off since Adam alayhi salam set foot on earth. Bilal radiallahu ta'ala anhu once came to the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam and offered him some dates. The Prophet looked at the dates. He said, Bilal, these are very high quality dates. Where did you get them? Bilal radiallahu ta'ala anhu said, O Messenger of Allah, I had 2 kilograms, if you'll allow me to use that measurement, of inferior quality dates. Maybe the 2 kilograms were worth $25 each, $50. And I exchanged them for this 1 kilogram of superior quality dates, which probably was worth $50. So in value, they were equal. I exchanged these 2 kilograms for this 1 kilogram. Bilal, said the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, Bilal, this is the essence of riba. Bilal, what you should have done was to sell the 2 kilograms and use that money to buy the 1 kilogram. But a direct exchange of dates for dates, which was an unequal exchange, was haram, was riba. Why? Why? 100 years ago, even a schoolboy could answer that question. Today, not even Darul Uloom Zakaria in Johannesburg could answer that question. It's not even Darul Uloom Newcastle can answer that question. Why? To find out why an unequal exchange of dates was haram and riba, but an unequal exchange of camels was not. That Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhu exchanged 1 camel for 4, or 1 camel for 20, I think, and Umar radiallahu ta'ala exchanged 1 camel for 4. But that was not haram and that was not riba. But the unequal exchange of dates was riba. And why was it riba? In answering that question, we are introduced to the subject of what is money in Islam. What is money in the Quran? What is money in the Sunnah? I gave this lecture at Darul Uloom Newcastle in South Africa. And the head of the Darul Uloom, may Allah have mercy on his soul, the Venerable Maulana Seema, was 80-something years of age. He just died recently. The old man was sitting there for 2 hours for the lecture. And at the end of the lecture he said to me, we have to teach this subject in the Darul Uloom. Meaning, it's not taught. It's not taught. The Prophet said, sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, he gave a command. When a transaction is such that it involves an exchange of gold for gold, or silver for silver, or wheat for wheat, or barley for barley, or dates for dates, or salt for salt. 6 of them. You can't see it, but you can hear it. Gold, silver, wheat, barley, dates, salt. It must be equal for equal. You cannot have an unequal exchange. Otherwise, it will be riba. Before we ask the question, why would it be riba? Let us look at these 6. What is common to all 6? This is a hadith, incidentally, which the world of Islam is very familiar, very familiar. Gold for gold, silver for silver, etc. What is common to all 6 is that they were all used as money. That when gold or silver coins were in scarce supply in the market, in Medina, they would use dates as money. And so from this hadith, we get a definition of money in the Sunnah. That money was either precious metals, gold and silver, or commodities of food consumption, which were in abundant supply in the market and which had a shelf life. So you wouldn't use mangoes as money, because your money would be rotting. What was common to all of these 6 is that the value of the money was inside the money. The money had intrinsic value. What was common to all 6 is that the value of the money, despite fluctuations based on demand and supply, the value was always value created by Allah. And so we get the definition of money in the Sunnah. Because dates were used as money, if we allowed an unequal exchange of dates, then I can lend money on interest. I just give you 1 kilogram and you will return to me 2 kilograms after 1 year. So you will open the door for the moneylender if you allow an unequal exchange of money, the same money being used on both sides. But you could not use animals as money, because You know the one? I got a goat. It's my salary. And I was taking the goat home. The goat fell down, died. So when I reached home, I said to my wife, salary died. Salary died. So she said, go tell the boss. So I went to the boss, I said, boss, salary died. He said, but when I gave you salary, salary was alive. Since animals can fall ill, since animals can die, animals could not be used as money. And therefore you could have an unequal exchange of camels. Now then, this is money in the Sunnah. Money with intrinsic value. Money which is either precious metals or commodities of food consumption in abundant supply in the market, and which had a shelf life. Money with value, despite fluctuations based on demand and supply, with value created by Allah. Only He can create wealth out of nothing.
Masih banyak topik yang akan kita bahas. Silakan subscribe channel kami agar kita bisa lebih dekat dan bersama membahas berbagai topik menarik lainnya. Like bila Anda suka dan unlike saja bila Anda tidak suka dengan video seperti ini. Terima kasih telah menonton dan sampai jumpa.